Brought to you by Sayge Media.
Quiet, numbskulls, I'm broadcasting.
We've got a great show lined up for you.
Tequila's a whole different kind of drunk.
That's a dumb stripper.
They're always stupid.
Good point.
Who are those guys?
You just reach your arm in there and give it a couple of tugs. And
How do you give someone an IOU for a shit in the mouth?
They just keep telling the story.
Want to hear the most annoying sound in the world?
boo bop, diddly bop, pop, pop, boom.
How'd all you people get in my house?
It's half Jaeger and it's half rhinoceros piss after he's ate asparagus.
Who's in here eating chips, taking a shit?
What the hell is wrong with you people?
I am on. Goddamn fly.
Yep.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, this will be the fly episode. I'm wearing my sweet tennis headband, so I figured it seems to like a let's get physical background there. I don't know if you see it.
I wasn't sure if you were going for the whole Jim McMahon look or maybe like Uncle Rico.
I love Uncle Rico, by the way. Uncle Rico came up in the discussion. I was like, I don't know if they understand like how much I love Uncle Rico.
That's what fucking.
That's
what Marcus Mariota made me think of all fucking season last year.
That fucking throw.
Yeah.
I'll let
Like
you know.
that
I actually visited Uncle Rico's home state. We went on the big West Coast road trip here.
Yeah.
And went through, basically left here, went through I think 15 or 17 states, went all the way out to to Utah, and then we went up into Idaho and Montana, and I actually got to see some of Uncle Rico's stomping grounds. I was looking for him. I didn't see him.
You see the exciting wheat field?
Yeah. Yeah, up there it's like wheat field after wheat field. It's like,
Yeah.
I think we could turn left here. Nope, that's not an actual road. Okay. Like you look at the Google map and you're like, well, I think we could take a left here. No, that's a cornfield. We can't turn there.
We could turn anywhere. It's all just fucking fields.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just hope you don't run out of gas out there somewhere.
Just go.
So
That's
real
a
quick,
That's a real concern out there.
this is the Guys Like Us show. I'm your host, Ryan. This is my world traveling, continental traveling co-host, Nick. Say hello to the audience.
Hello to the audience.
And then, of course, not Nick with us, our producer, who is, what are you going to be wearing later? What is that, rice and something?
I got stuffed chicken, asparagus, and zucchini.
Oh,
It's
yeah,
a
that'll
toast.
make a sweet mess later.
Yeah, actually, I almost ruined it right off the bat because I didn't know there was a string wrapped around it because of the stuffed chicken thing. I forgot about that, and I stabbed a piece of it and went to pick it up and almost dragged the entire plate off the bar all fucking over myself. First plate.
So in case any of you listeners have been listening to Best ofs and wondering why it's taken so long to put out an episode, what my buddy there was referring to is a trip he went on. I didn't actually know this was going down. This shows you how close of friends we are. In 30 years, he doesn't let
All
me
I've
know.
been talking about.
Yeah. Maybe me that wasn't paying attention. I don't know.
That's a strong.
But either way, though, we found out that this was kind of what they call I don't know if the kids call it a bucket list anymore, or if they ever called it that in the first place.
Was that because of the movie?
I don't know if that or if they
Or was that the other way around?
Yeah, it's like a chicken and the egg king.
No, the bucket.
I
the
think
word
it was
bucket list has always been around for quite a while.
I think
long before the movie.
Yeah,
Well-
Hollywood's usually behind trends.
I figured, but then why is it called a bucket list?
It's just
Because
things that you want to
Things
do.
to do before you kick the bucket.
You're right.
Yeah, makes sense.
It's your list of stuff to do before you kick the bucket. So that's why they picked a couple of spry young people like Morgan Freeman and Jack Nicholson to be in that. But so you went on this trip, took this trip with your dad, correct?
Yep.
All right. So how did it start? Like, not where'd you come up with the idea, but like where'd you guys kick it off to?
We did a similar trip a few years ago. And my dad's getting up there. He's while we were gone on vacation there, he actually hit his 83rd birthday while he was on vacation with us. And we did it a few years ago, and we loved it, and we decided we'd go do it again. And we visited a bunch of different places that we didn't see last time, but basically just took off from the Atlanta area here and just basically drove through Oklahoma, and the middle part of the country was just try to get past it.
So did you guys fly into the Midwest?
Nope. We drove the whole way.
Really?
Yeah, drove all the way into the first destination was Colorado. So we got to Colorado Springs.
Yeah.
And if you've never been to Colorado, it's pretty amazing. Okay, so it's like, it's middle of June, and we're driving, and there's like a traffic jam. There was an accident or something.
Right.
Bad accident. And I'm looking at the traffic accident, and I'm like, man, that car's fucked up. And then I'm like, was it on fire or something? Because there's like white stuff on the ground all around it. And I'm thinking, did it catch on fire and they use like some kind of foam or something to put it out?
Yeah.
And then I realized it was snow on the ground in the middle of June. And it went from like, 85 degrees to, hey, we're just going to snow here. And there was a massive car accident, just pile up there. And the weather is so friggin' unpredictable there, man. It was crazy. But as we got higher up in the mountains, we went across the Continental Divide, a place called Independence Pass. There's some history there. We're total history nerds, so there's a lot of history involved in that. But sure enough, I mean, I took pictures I sent back in the group there, and it was snowing like hell up there at the top of the mountain. In fact, they only opened this road. The 1st of June is when it's opened. And so we got there, I don't know, about a week or so after it opened. And they, if you can't get across that, they only open it then because of the snow. But if you don't get across that, you got to go like way around your elbow to get to your ass to go around it, because it's like the only road in the area because of the mountains. It's fantastic. And then we went through.
The pictures look really fucking incredible.
We really toured a lot of Utah. Utah is a fantastic place to go if you've never been. Around every corner was just something that was like, oh my God, look at this. I got tired of taking pictures. I was taking so many pictures. I'm like, and none of the pictures really did it justice. It's just like I'm looking at the camera.
Like,
and my camera takes great pictures, but then I'm looking at the camera, and then I look up and I go, this just doesn't doesn't show what I'm looking at here.
Yeah.
I mean, but you can literally drive all day long and see just hundreds of miles in either direction. It's crazy. The wide open spaces. I mean, like here, you don't really get those wide open spaces.
You can literally cruise the Vista.
Cruise the Vista.
In the Vista Cruiser?
If you've never gone, I highly recommend Utah. We did a lot of, we stopped at a lot of the historic markers and checked it out. And
I have a big fear of Mormons, and it's kept me away for a while now.
Yeah, so Mormons, there's nothing to be scared of. In fact, they're pretty awesome people. They're, their religion's a little odd to me, but every Mormon I've ever met's been super nice.
Dum 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 dum.
Yeah, but that's cool. Some of the pictures you did send, they were pretty cool, and I know what you're talking about. How the camera never does it justice. Like,
yeah, man. And we went down through New Mexico and Arizona. Went to Carlsbad Caverns. I don't know if you've ever done that, but it's a gigantic cave that's like, I don't know.
I've only done a layover in Denver.
Like 15 football fields long. It's enormous. And what's cool is, it's like 65 degrees in there. Super nice. It's just, again, I can talk all day, but it's amazing.
Did he take his bike out at all, or did y'all just drive this time?
No, we just drove. The car.
Last time he took his bike out, right?
No, not when I went with him. He has. My dad's gone all over the country. There's pretty much nowhere in the country he hasn't been.
Yeah.
And we don't, here's the thing. So we don't like to get on the interstate and do like once we got into Oklahoma City, then we just took off through the back roads, because the back roads is where you get to see everything. If you're on the interstate, all you see is the car in front of you. Yeah. You don't really get to see the sights. Right. So we take the small little roads, and we're like, hey, this looks cool. Let's figure out where this road goes. And we break out the old map, and let's go from here to here and do the scenic route. And, it was absolutely awesome. We put in over 6,000 miles in 2 weeks.
Holy shit.
That's insane. Do you guys take turns driving?
Oh yeah. Yeah, okay. Absolutely.
Because we'll take road trips from here back to the south or stuff. And and I end up doing all the driving. We'll get there, and like Amanda will be like, "Oh, wasn't that real pretty when we saw the Shenandoah Valley?" I'm like, "No."
How the fuck should I know?
I did all the driving, so didn't really. I saw the bumpers ahead of me, and made sure we safely navigated the traffic. But so
that's
good to have
thing,
a travel partner that was like switched up for you.
Well, that's the cool thing though out there, because there's not as much traffic because you're taking the scenic routes. So I still got to see a bunch of stuff. It wasn't a problem. And we would literally just pull over on the side of the road and be like, "Hey, there's this historical marker here. Let's check it out." That's and like cool. One of the markers we looked at was I'm trying to remember what state it was in. It was where I think it was Utah, but it's where Geronimo basically surrendered.
Oh yeah, you sent us pictures of that.
Yeah, it was the very last of the Indian holdouts, basically. When he surrendered, that was the last of all the Indian wars. And there's just a monument right there on the side of the road, and it was. I mean, if you could just drive right by it, never realize the history that's involved with what's over there. So we tried to stop at as many of those as we could.
I wonder, like, why they yell Geronimo when they jump out of helicopters and airplanes?
I don't know.
They didn't say nothing about that.
No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't. They didn't talk about helicopters on the monument that was put up back in the 20s. So,
yeah.
I mean, I looked, but it wasn't on there. So.
I remember they made a Native American G.I. Joe figure, and they went all out and named him Geronimo. It's like, you guys know they had more names than this, right? He came with the eagle and stuff.
It was really fucking cool, awesome. Man.
It did look awesome. It looked. Yeah, we had the show before the show, and I was telling him that I had no idea he was going on this trip. I'm like, when the fuck are we recording? Like, what the hell's this asshole doing? Not getting ready, not getting to the hotel quick enough so he can set up his laptop.
Yeah, so that's the thing. So we're not the type that really plans it out too far. We're just like, where do you want to go tomorrow? I mean, we do it day by day, and then it's like, hey, let's go here. In fact, we went out to the Skinwalker Ranch. I got a picture out in front of the ranch there. In fact, when I was pulling in, one of the guys from Skinwalker Ranch was pulling in right behind us. And we can't go on, but I pulled up to the gate, and right as I was turning around, Thomas Winterton from the Skinwalker Ranch.
Nice.
He was pulling in right behind us, and he waved to us and everything. But we
see old, what's his name out there?
Travis.
Yeah.
Travis wasn't there that day, and I found out he wasn't there by watching the Insiders report the on that Thursday. But we went out there and we sat out there at night, got there at night, and on the other side of the mesa there was a campground. And we sat out there, and basically we brought some little chairs, and we just sat out there and looked up at the sky and the stars, and just see. Nothing happened. I mean, I didn't see anything. Right. But it was cool just hanging out there and watching the mesa, and we saw a lot of cool lights and satellites and shit. I didn't see anything that was, I would consider otherworldly or anything, but the nighttime sky out there is so different than it is here because there's so much light pollution here.
Yeah.
I mean, there's friggin' millions of stars up there that you just don't see out here.
How far off the ranch were y'all, or like how close to the ranch were y'all able to get? Because I mean, they got that area pretty like locked down.
Are you? Well, yeah. So we didn't go on to the
property. Hold on. Let's start back a little bit. For those of us who are unfamiliar with this place, I meant to look it up when you were talking about it, and I read Not Nick writing about hey, it's no joke out there, be careful or whatever, being outside of it. So what is this place about?
Okay, so
this is an hour.
Okay, sum it up a little bit.
Sum it up for you here. For the last couple of 100 years, they've had all kinds of mysterious shit happen out there. It's kind of like a hodgepodge of everything from seeing
inside out cows,
seeing like aliens to cryptid. What do you call them? Cryptids. Just skinwalker animals, just seeing all kinds of crazy, strange shenanigans go on around this area.
I wasn't making a joke. Inside out cows.
Yeah, no, I understand. I mean, there's been a lot of like cattle mutilations and shit like that. So, and you can choose to believe or not to believe. I think you're a fool if you don't believe, but so there's a TV show about it, and it's basically the TV show is a documentary of their scientific. They're doing a scientific experiments out there essentially, and the TV shows on the History Channel, and they're basically just documenting their science projects essentially. So I could literally talk about it for hours, but I'm just going to try to give you the basics of it. All kinds of strange shit happens there. Supposedly the Navajos cursed the land. Maybe it was I think it was the Navajos that cursed the land.
I believe it was a Navajo. Also, not supposedly, the Utes, they for sure did.
The Indians and the Navajos were at war with each other, and when the white man came in, the Navajos basically sided with the white man, and they ran the Utes off. The Utes sided with the white man, and they ran the Navajos off, and the Navajos basically cursed the land as they left. And people out there, the Utes that live there, they don't even look at this place. They don't even mention. They won't even say the word Skinwalker because they feel like it invites the evil spirits. And I mean, there's just crazy shit that happens out there. Again, I didn't see anything, but I wasn't planning on seeing anything either. But
right.
I've read a lot of accounts and stories of people that have just gone out there and did what I did, and it had some crazy sightings and crazy strange animals and just like cattle mutilations and you name it, all kinds of shit goes on.
Well, there's more than one person that swears to going out there and doing a camp out thing and seeing what I can only equate to like a Rick and Morty style portal.
Yeah,
that fucking opens up and some shit not of this world coming through.
Yep. There have been multiple accounts of this. So the ranch was bought back in the early 80s, I believe it was, by Bob Bigelow. I don't know if you're familiar with who he is. He got some government grants, and they did a bunch of scientific experimentation out there for about 20 years, and then they sold the ranch to a guy named Brandon Fugel, who owns it now. And they've been doing experiments out there for the last maybe 8 years or so. But the last 4 years, the History Channel has come on and is documenting what they're doing. It's not a made up TV show. It's literally they're just documenting what's going on. Where a lot of those History Channel shows, they're scripted. There's no scripting with this. It's just whatever happens is what happens. And they've seen all kinds of crazy shenanigans that happen at this place.
It's crazy.
But we just hung out there and watched the stars and hung out. And but we did all kinds of crazy shit like that. So it's, we, at the end of the day, we're like, okay, well, what do you want to do tomorrow? Let's look at the map, and we'd pull it up and go, well, I've never been over to this part of Utah. Let's go check it out. We'll take this road over there and just see the sights.
I remember you sent one that was the actual Salt Lake.
Yeah, we went. We saw a Great Salt Lake. We saw the Bonneville Salt Flats.
Yeah.
And again, you can literally drive hundreds of miles and see hundreds of miles in any direction. It's just so giant. It's crazy.
Okay, Corral, you got me that fucking awesome six-shooter thing.
We went to Tombstone.
Yeah.
Saw the actual place, the shootout at the OK Corral, Wyatt Earp and the Earp brothers, and we actually saw like a little recreation, if you will, where there were actors that were playing, like Wyatt Earp and Doc Holliday, and they did the shootout and everything. But we actually got to see the spot where it actually happened.
Did they get Val Kilmer?
Val Kilmer wasn't there. No. In fact,
Sam Elliott.
No, he wasn't there either.
Damn.
It was the real guys.
Lame.
We went to the we went to the graveyard even as well. There's a place called Boot Hill right next to that place, and it's the graveyard for Tombstone. And we got to see the graves of a whole bunch of people, but including the 3 guys that actually got killed that day at the OK Corral, the shootout at the OK Corral. And we saw their graves as well as a bunch of other graves and shit from like back in their 1800s.
I don't know if you've seen it on YouTube. they have a cool thing on YouTube. It's a big giant fight brawl that breaks out, but it's a Golden Corral where it happens. Have you seen that? It was a few months ago. They literally is. I'm making a joke, but it's a real thing that happened. You should see this fight, and it's because they ran out of steak. It's like they're literally like picking up chairs and slinging them and stuff. It is insane.
I did see that. I didn't realize the reason was over steak. I thought it was some other shit.
Yes, some employee came on and said that that's what happened.
What was it? The one where I guess they threw a chair at the lady behind the counter there, and she gets it back, and when the video cuts on, she's got a chair ready to wing it back at the customers. I think they like break one of the fucking like front windows or some shit.
See, it'd be funny. I told the joke that if Nick was at that restaurant, he'd be like, "Dumb fuckers, I'm here for the fried chicken, goddammit."
Damn right. We actually went to Golden Corral a couple of times while we were gone because it was a lot of drive-throughs, and my dad was like, I need a meal. I need something. And
that's what I say too.
Not a friggin' burger, you know?
Yeah.
But
he's not really a like fast food guy anyway.
No, but I got the steak and the chicken.
Yeah. Nice. Glad they didn't run. I was just telling a story today about I was doing something out near Chattanooga, Tennessee, and it was the same thing. I was looking for a place to eat, and I was like, I can't fucking go sit in a Wendy's or whatever. So I saw this little diner, and I pulled up into the parking lot, and I should have known better because there were no other cars in this parking lot, and it was lunchtime. So I go in, and they bring you food that it is just like those TV dinner type dishes and stuff. Came in and then I went to eat one. Fucking scalding hot on the outside, frozen in the middle.
Oh yeah.
And I called them. I was so aggravated that I felt like this is one of those points where you can say whatever you feel like saying, whatever. There's not even enough people in there for you to cause a scene. So she comes over and I was like, I can't eat this. And she's like, well, what's the matter with it, hon? And I was like, I don't think you microwaved it long enough. It's like, I know that's what you're doing is just slapping this shit in a microwave. And
it's lava on the outside and ice in the middle.
It's like the Hot Pockets.
Yeah.
It was terrible. It was a horrible place. But the same thought. It was just like, I got to eat like a meal. Like I can't stand the fast food. I like to go sit down. And
I think I told you my move at Golden Corral, right? Best time to go.
You have a move?
Well, it's the best time to go. Because Golden Corral does breakfast too.
Right.
So if you go at the right time, you can get tail end of breakfast, early beginning of lunch.
Yeah.
And so you get the best of both because normally they don't clear out breakfast all the way. So you can still go and they got to put out just enough so you can still get fresh like bacon and eggs and pancakes and stuff at the same time.
Actually still keep minor breakfast.
That's what I'm saying. So you get it at the same time they're putting out fried chicken and steak and shit.
Right.
So you can get like chicken and waffles and steak and like yeah. Yeah, it rules.
Well, I created a following at the one in Winder, Georgia, outside of Athens, when I realized I could take the bacon over to the chocolate fountain.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Holy shit!
Bacon dipped in chocolate is fucking delicious.
You know the type of people that are already in Golden Corral. I became their leader. Yeah, I became their leader that day when they saw that. Like,
we're not worthy.
Yeah.
Oh my God,
that guy.
He's the one that the old gypsy. Yeah. He's the one that the old gypsy woman told us about.
That's right.
He's
the prophecies.
We're told of the prophecy has been fulfilled.
Oh Jesus!
He pulled the bacon out of the chocolate, just like Excalibur.
Oh yeah, and it was delicious too. By the way, it was awesome.
Yeah, it was bacon and chocolate.
Yeah,
bacon and chocolate always rules.
It's like it's on one of my favorite days list. The ones that I have written down, like the day I came up with chocolate covered bacon at the Golden Corral. It's one of my best days. Well, I'm glad you had a good trip. I'm glad you guys made it back safely. Thanks for letting us know. I really want
to do another trip at some point.
Yeah. You want to maybe tell us before you do? Yeah. Tell the extended family.
I told our producer.
That's true.
Producer.
I did forget.
He did not. I did not get the company email.
I did forget for a while until I remembered we were dog sitting.
Yeah.
But
hey, I need you to come over today and get the dog.
Yeah.
Is that today?
Oh,
That's today.
Yeah, it was like a couple days before. It was like, hey, you're still watching Paco this weekend, right? I was like, ooh, hey Ryan, don't forget, we're not recording this weekend. You know about this.
Well,
you already know about this. Try to throw it on him.
Here's the worst part of it is, hey, if we're recording tomorrow, it'll probably be about this time. So I clear the fucking calendar, get it ready, and then it gets closer and closer. Still a possibility, but it's not looking good.
Yeah, we're out in the middle of the desert right now. So
yeah, the reception's not coming in so great under the stars here. But so every time I'm like, all right, I've got to be ready to go just in case. Wipe the calendar, cancel all the events, all that stuff, and then
all those events. Let's be honest. How much did you have to cancel?
I did miss out on a trivia night. Thank you very much.
I would have cleaned up a trivia night had I gone.
Yeah, I was. It was 80s music night. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah. You probably would have.
Yeah,
damn
Ryan
it,
and
I would have cleaned up. I'm the best damn trivia player in this group right now. So
I don't think so.
I'm talking about Ryan.
That was like a weird. That was like a weird, fun pastime in Vegas.
Literally, anytime Ryan and I are together at a trivia show, it's like we wreck it.
I believe Ryan is like Rain Man when it comes to trivia. Almost like I feel like he's got like a weird superpower.
When it comes to weird old 80s music trivia that's not like thrash or heavy metal.
Yeah.
He's got it on lock.
I was gonna say I feel like he's got like a weird superpower for shit that nobody knows.
We used to play a game called What's the Other Hit, where like all these one-hit wonders bands that are known for having one hit, but they've got another hit
that you forgot about.
Yeah, that you forgot about and stuff.
It wasn't number one, but it got up to number 7.
Right.
Yeah, well, like you do it on this show all the time. Anytime we talk about a one-hit wonder, you're like, well, they had this other thing. It was like, I've never fucking heard of that song in my life.
That's right.
Yeah, you have played like, oh yeah,
like Men Without Hats is known as for the safety dance.
Yeah.
But they had this other hit called Pop Goes the World.
Nope.
No. It got played. It's in the top 40 book that we used to carry. It might still be on your bookshelf somewhere. That big giant. Remember we used to lug that around to events?
It was like a phone book.
Yeah.
You know what he reminds me of is do you remember when we went and saw Steel Panther the first time when they introduced Styx? It's kind of reminds me of. He's like, now give it up for the best fucking drummer in our band. He reminds me of the best trivia player that I personally know.
Jeez. But so I missed out on that. So that wasn't good. But no, I mean, like I said, I just didn't know. Do you guys hear any extra sound here?
No.
You can edit this out if you want to. It's like fucking pouring buckets outside.
Oh shit!
And I'm right under a tin roof here, so good.
Roof.
The only thing I heard was when you tried to kill that fly, and it sounded like someone hit a fucking metal trash can with a sledgehammer.
Oh, that was a trivia question I got recently.
What?
It was an 80s band. It said, what 80s band from Athens, Georgia got booed off the stage opening for The Who back in 1978? And it was the B-52s.
Really?
Yeah. Most people would have said REM off the hearing the Athens reference, but I pictured the B-52s with their weird fucking avant-garde shit.
Yeah. Dude, let me tell you something. B-52s still kick ass, dude. When I went and saw them, they were fucking awesome.
I saw them at Six Flags in concert.
Well, but when, though?
It was 94, 95.
Yeah, this was a couple months ago that I saw them. Like, they're old as shit.
Oh, that's right. Didn't you, they had to postpone or something, though?
Yeah, one of them got sick, and I was like, they're going to die before I get to see them.
He broke a hip. Yeah. God damn it.
Yeah, one of them.
Fred's gone. Fred dies. It's not even worth it.
I was going to say Fred probably got AIDS again.
Yeah, again.
Yeah, apparently they said one of them got like a cold or something. I had to kick it out like 2 months. Like, holy shit!
I hate to use the last comment as a segue, but I have to.
AIDS is your segue.
I'm gonna. I think I'm gonna sprinkle a few what I call tales from the truck, from working your childhood job of riding around in the back of an ice cream truck drinking beer. I've turned that into a profession as a 50-year-old.
Well, in fairness, I was 14 years old. So.
Right.
Yeah.
So,
cheers. By
the time I reached 50, cheers. So by the time I reached 50, I've managed to professionally reach your goals that you hit as a 14-year-old. So it's pretty good.
It's a pretty high bar.
But so a couple of Saturdays ago, I got hired to bring the truck out with a bunch of other food trucks to the Gay Pride event that they had in downtown State College. So every city has these things, right? So I have a big Gay Pride thing and all this kind of stuff. And I was like, dude, I got to go out there. And he's like, he's like, dude, the money's going to be insane. And I was like, yeah.
Well, plus you already know everybody out there. So
by the way, I've adopted the, I don't know how I wound up with this, but I adopted the motto of a Drake song. Like I just recently discovered who Drake was.
Oh, gross.
There is. But he has a
of them, but I don't know.
He has a line in a song that says, "As long as the outcome is income." So that's kind of become the slogan lately. So it's like, all right,
hey, or like $20 is $20, right?
Yeah. Well, that's most of my clientele out there slogan apparently. But typically, it's so funny. Go ahead.
I was going to say, typically the on something like that, the older gay people are usually a lot of fun. It
was a lot of fun.
It's usually the younger militant ones that are, they're
there were some of those, but most of these were just the free loving.
Just ready to jump on anything you say. But usually the older ones they're a ton of fun.
But what's fun is, so when I pulled up in the truck, and I stole this a little bit, I didn't say it out loud. It was mostly in my head, but I was laughing. I was laughing in my head so hard after this that like I couldn't even remember what I was serving for a while. And I stole the line from a Bill Burr opening of a concert. So I pulled up into the curb where the park is and everything, and there was a fucking roar. Like I was at a concert and took a stage. There was an actual roar for the ice cream truck pulling up, right? Like an audible cheer.
Hell yeah.
I was like, holy shit. And I open the door and they all start cheering, but they're completely unorganized, right? So I'm trying to get them to just, hey, let's start lining up so we can start serving ice. I'm like, all right. Let's I get it. I'm glad you guys are, here for the ice cream truck. Look. Ice cream didn't cure anything. Like AIDS. It's like when Bill Burr was like, all right, I didn't cure anything, okay? To get him to settle down. And I thought the same thing. And I was like, like AIDS. It's like, this will not help you with that. This will not freeze the AIDS when you eat this. So let's calm it down a little bit. So, but that's what that Bill Burr joke kind of inspired that in my head when I was saying it. And I was like, God, I wish I had the nuts to say that out loud. I have to one time, but then I'm canceled, and then the ice cream truck's canceled, and then nobody's, One thing I will say, though, is one of the biggest arguments people have is they don't like it. Like they're, go be gay, whatever. Just don't impose it on me. Like I don't give a shit what you do or whatever. And I never had that argument so personified in my life as when some of them decided in the heat, hey, I think it'd be cool to put this rainbow heart sticker slap dab on the side of the fucking truck. So now I've got to try to get this off without scraping the paint, without doing anything. And it's like, that's you putting your shit on something where it's not welcome. You didn't say, hey, do you mind if I put a sticker on this truck or whatever? You just slapped it on there so that I can either ride around with it or try to figure out how to take it off. That's where I see where that argument comes in.
Yeah, it's like one of the few times I get that. Because normally when I hear someone say it, it's the Golden Corral people we were speaking of earlier that are yelling that. And it's like, do you really think you're in danger of being the one that a bunch of gay people are going to target? You think you're the one? Yeah. You're the one they're gonna risk going to jail. They're just gonna have to rape you and be all gay about it. You're the one. You're the guy they're gonna throw it all away for. You fat fucking you fat hairy shit.
You're gonna sweat fried chicken walking from your car to your house. And they want to use that grease as lubrication, I guess.
Oh, well, yeah. Well, I can see why gay guys would be all over you. Clearly, women are all over you, so I can see how that works both ways. Yeah. I haven't had your dick in anything except a bowl of mashed potatoes in 13 years.
Yeah. but I definitely it was definitely a bizarre experience all around. But no, don't put your stickers on.
Yeah,
stuff
that
where
sucks.
You haven't got permission. You wouldn't want me to go put like a straight pipe sticker in your car or whatever. So it's all, so that's the part I don't like and everything, but it was kind of a fun experience. So I have a crazy story. I guess I should tell it here before this episode wraps up. But so I run my routes, and every day is the same day as it was last week. I go to a certain area on Tuesdays, go to a certain area on Mondays, blah, blah, blah. For the most part, if I have an event, then it, kind of moves it around a little bit and everything. Where's he going?
I'm listening. I'm getting some ice for my whiskey.
So anyway, a couple of months ago, on my Tuesday route, I have these regulars. There's a Japanese lady and her 2 Japanese daughters, right? And I do need to clarify the race. It does actually come up later. So I see them at this certain part of my route every week, starting last year and everything, and they were regulars. And I went past their house a couple of months ago. I didn't see them, and finished the neighborhood. And I was going down this hill to leave the park, and I saw them walking up the hill from the park. And I was like, "Oh, there they are, cool." So I pulled on over, and she walked up, and she says, "Hey, we didn't miss you." And I said, "No," I saw you guys walking up. Figured I'd, drive down. She says, "Oh yeah, we definitely want some ice cream." And she says, "I got to tell you something." And I said, "Okay." And she says, "I want to thank you for coming by our house every year last year for ice cream. It was really good, really
every
came
year?
a really every week last year. Sorry.
Gotcha.
Yeah, you came saying, hey, you came by every week last year, and it was really helpful for us, and meant a lot to us, and gave us the girls something to look forward to." And I hear, thanks for coming around every week all the time, right? I said, "Oh, you're welcome. I was, always glad to see you," and all this kind of stuff. And she says, "Well, I don't think you know how important it was." I said, "Clearly, I don't." She says,
I'm just selling ice cream, right?
Yeah.
Back to the whole, it doesn't cure anything.
Yeah. She says, "Well, I don't think you know this, but last spring we were in a horrible car accident." I said, "Really?" She said, "Yeah." She said, "I was in the hospital for six weeks, and the girls were in the hospital for a month."
Holy shit.
Oh, wow.
And she said, "As a matter of fact, this walk from the park is the first walk in the neighborhood we've taken since last year."
Whoa.
I said, "Really?" And she said, "Yeah, it was a horrible accident." She said, "But we're recovering." But she said, "I want you to know that last year when we got home, we'd hear the ice cream truck, and we'd come out to the driveway, and the girls were always excited." And she said, "I really think it helped them get better." And I was like, "Are you guys better?" And she said, "Yeah, we're a lot better. We've had some surgeries, and we'd have some stuff, but just
we have diabetes now on
you..."
account of all the ice cream.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm walking more, but I've got diabetes.
But she said, "So I just want you to appreciate, let you know we appreciated you coming out and helping us out, and, helping us feel better and all that." I said, "Well, I'm glad to, I'm glad I could help out and everything." And I said, "I'm glad you're, survived a bad car accident." She said, "Yeah." She said, "I was out in Alexandria this time last year, and this car just came barreling down the hill. A guy had died and had a heart attack.
Oh, man.
And he came down the
Holy
hill."
shit.
And I said, "Was it in front of the Water Street flea market?" She said, "That's exactly where it was." She was in the car that was behind me.
Whoa.
When I told you I was almost in that car accident.
Whoa.
Yeah.
And I took a right and got out of the way because that guy was coming down the hill wrong way.
Holy
She
shit.
was the family that I felt guilty about getting out of the way. And that car slammed into her car. And I got out of the way, and I told y'all, I said there were kids in that car.
Yeah.
And I turned around and I told her, I said, "I was there. I said, I was in front of you." And I said, I pulled up my phone. I said, "This is your car." And she was like, "Holy shit." She had like pictures of her accident, and there was pictures of the EMT showing up and all that stuff. And she was like, "Can I take pictures of these?" And I was like, "Yeah." and she took pictures of him for her husband and everything. But it's so weird that I know you guys. I don't know if you remember the story and everything, but
I do.
Kept telling you guys, like, I feel fucking awful because somebody else took it because I got out of the way, you know. And I was just gonna make a right hand turn with her, and she was gonna make a right hand turn too. That's a common way to go out there is to take a right, but that guy just came flying down. Apparently, she knew more about it than I did from police reports, and he had a heart attack and already died before he ever made it down the hill. And his foot just hit the gas pedal, and he just slammed into her. And I got out of the way, and I told her, I was like, man, I felt guilty for a year now. And then I find out that I felt guilty the entire time. She thinks that I'm like helping them feel better with the ice cream truck like I'm a part of their healing process, so to speak, and had no idea.
That's awesome though, at least that, like, you know, you got to, I mean, you know that the family's okay and everything. You actually got to contribute to them, like, you know, getting better, and like they felt like you were a part of that and everything. Like, what a great way to kind of get that off your chest, man.
I was like, you don't have to pay ice cream anymore this year. You're gonna be so fat. But what was crazy is like, so she was like completely like overwhelmed by the whole story too and everything. And so then it was funny because I didn't see her for a few weeks after that story came out. I would run the Tuesdays, didn't see him. Run a Tuesday, didn't see him, and I was like, she kind of did it like sink in, and she decided she's pissed off that I get out of the way. You know, I was like, oh shit. So, you know, you get paranoid when you don't know, and your mind just starts thinking. I was like,
she shows up, serves you with papers.
Oh, here you go, buddy.
Did I just make a lifelong enemy?
Yeah. So, but then she comes out and again one week, and she's smiling and all this stuff, and she's, you know, talking and everything. And so she hadn't been out because she finally was medically able to, her and the two girls. One of the girls is only 2 years old. And so she was just now able to fly back to Japan to meet all her family there since being born. And that all got put off after the car accident. She was going to go after being born, and she's now 2 and recovered enough to where she could fly and everything. But it's kind of cool because the whole story that I just told you has been told throughout all these families in Japan over there now, too. And so, like, they're all amazed.
I mentioned the podcast.
God damn
it! I mean,
we could be huge.
So Japan, selfish.
Right? No, but I did tell her that if she had a lot of aches and pains, that she could get well with CBD. If she goes to this website, and if she happens to have pets, and we have this energy coffee shit. I don't know much about it, but
what? No, not really anymore.
Oh, well, good. I'm glad I didn't remember.
I don't know. I haven't run ads for it in a long time, and they I don't know. They were sending a lot of bullshit, so I think I technically still have it, like the code and everything, but like I wasn't making any fucking money on that anyway, so I stopped advertising.
All right. Well, the goofiest one little more tale from the truck. This is the goofiest thing that happened recently. This kid, he's, I don't know, 3 or 4. His dad's carrying him to the ice cream truck, and he's like, "This is an ice cream truck." And he's like, "Oh wow!" And he said, "See that guy right there? That's the ice cream man." And he looks at me, and he's like, "You're the ice cream man?" I said, "Yeah." I said, Do you know the Muffin Man? I was like, yeah, me, him, and the Gingerbread Man. We all hang out. You know? We all play cards together on Saturday. Don't bring up fucking Tinkerbell. She still owes me.
Don't trust that fucking Easter Bunny.
Yeah. Let me tell you about that Tooth Fairy. But so I apparently got lopped right into other fictional characters that don't exist. I'm actually, in one child's mind, I'm in that category. So
you're hanging out with all the other fairy tale creatures over at Shrek Swamp.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was like, He probably thinks I'm Shrek. He probably thinks I'm Shrek.
Oh, dude.
I'm waiting with a fucking ice cream scooper. Call me Shrek, motherfucker. Call me Shrek, motherfucker.
Wait, hold on, Ryan. It's funny you say that. So we were watching Shrek yesterday with Ava, but it always makes me think of Dad. I think I told you when this happened. I worked at this.
Love when you have a kid and it gives you an excuse to watch all this shit you want to watch anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I worked at this place years ago, and our foreman there just so he was me and my buddy were working on a project, and he comes up and he's talking to us about something, and he's kind of being annoying, because he kind of keeps coming back with just stupid questions, and we're being a dick, like we were playing around, but just kind of like shit talking back and forth a little bit. My buddy finally is just kind of like, "Are you fucking done? Like we got shit to do here, man. Like we're trying to work." And he looks at him weird, and he's like, "What, you trying to get rid of me?" We were like, "Yeah, kinda." And he just looks at me and he goes, "What are you saying? I'm Shrek?" We're like, "What?" And he's like, "You saying I look like Shrek?" And we stopped, and my buddy was
randomly?
like, "Yeah," and my buddy was like, "Are you insecure about that? Because I didn't say anything about that. That seems like a thing you're looking in the mirror and getting real weird about."
There's another thing with the truck that
what?
See, the ice cream truck thing can get very like boring and stuff like that. Like it can. So I try to amuse myself as much as possible. Another thing, I stole it from the Van Wilder movie, where anytime a kid, like especially with a boy, anytime like a kid will come up and have a conversation, especially when he asks a question, I just like to always call them Timmy. Well, Timmy, let me tell you about my name's Billy. Yeah, Timmy. So just keep going. Like that's been a fun thing to amuse myself with lately.
It's so funny that movie was based off Burt Kreischer and they got Ryan Reynolds to play him.
Yeah.
I was today.
I was gonna say I
Really?
was 8 years old when I found that out.
That's how he got bit when he talks about when he got discovered or whatever. Is Rolling Stone magazine did they were doing an article on party schools, and they went to Florida State, and the guy he was supposed to go there and just look into like frat culture and partying and these schools that became like party schools, like Arizona State and FSU and stuff. And apparently when they went to the school, they were like, "We're doing this article and like talking about it and everything." And the guy was like, "Oh, you got to talk to Bert." And he was like, "Okay." And he said he asked like a couple people, and all of them were like, "Yeah, talk to Bert. He's the party guy." Yeah. And he called him, and apparently when he answered, he was in the middle of a bong rip. And he was like, "This seems like the guy." And so they hung out with him for a week and just watched him like just lead the charge at parties. And they changed the article so it became about the biggest party animal in America instead of these party schools. Yeah. And fucking Oliver Stone optioned the rights for it and made Van Wilder. But apparently, like that's how he got discovered. Was Rolling Stone magazine did that?
Georgia
he got the money.
Won that party school. Georgia won that party school from Playboy magazine sometime
really?
In the 90s. Yeah, they got voted top party school. I'll tell what you were talking about being a history buff earlier with you and your dad and the stuff you're going through. I'll tell you one more funny truck story. This happened a long time ago. It's like so early in my notes. This gentleman came up. He was an 82-year-old veteran, right? He's 82 years old, and this was near Memorial Day. He comes up, and he's like, "Hey, I want to tell you, like, I really love this truck." And I said, and he talked about being a veteran, and I said, this truck's a veteran, too. He said, "Really?" I said, "Yeah, this truck was a laundry truck for the Air Force back in the Vietnam days." I said, "We still have the government stamp over the steering wheel and everything. It's a true story, and we, still have that stuff." And he's like, "That's awesome." And he starts telling me, like, he starts rambling stories, like kind of like war stories, And he's back from the World War II days, and he starts telling this one story, and he's eating his ice cream, and he's talking, and this, and I'm just kind of doing the thing, and he gets this one part, and he's like. He gets stuck on this name, right? And he's like, it's God, the name escapes me, blah blah blah. And he gives me enough clues to. I looked at him, I go, do you mean Hitler? He's like, "Yeah, that's it." And I was like, you snagged on Hitler. It's like
the guy, the guy with the funny mustache.
Guy's got the thing,
Yeah. And I was just like, Hitler? Yeah, that's it. He was so appreciative. I was just like, I was like, wow. You
probably getting a little senile.
Yeah, the guy is always raising his hand all the time.
That's why I wanted to throw in that he was an 82-year-old. It's just like, this guy kind of, so that was kind of funny too, but I remember writing that up. I was like, I got writing that in my notes right away after. I was like, the guy who forgot who Hitler was.
It's such a dumb, hacky joke, but in my brain, I was kind of hoping, like, part of me was kind of hoping that you were going to be like, this truck is a veteran too. It's like, oh, really? Operator on a lot of dogs in here. Sir, do you think I'm a veterinarian?
Yeah. Didn't even clean it before we converted it to an ice cream truck.
Don't you remember that in Borat?
Yeah.
Or Borat did that? Yeah. So when you were over in Vietnam, were there a lot of sick animals? I don't understand what you mean. You said you were a veteran, right? Yeah.
I forgot about that.
You operate on animals, right?
Yeah.
No, that's veterinarian. What did I say?
You said you were a vet.
Yeah. It's vet. It's still vet, right? Yeah. What'd you drive here? You drove a vet. It's a Chevette. You remember that?
Yeah.
Remember you used to say I drive a vet?
A Chevette.
I remember there was this one girl, her older sister had one of those. And I just got my driver's license, and we were going to go out to Green's Corner for some movie. And I don't remember the name of the road where you cut from Highway 29 over to where Green's Corner, like Breckenridge Road or something like that. It comes out to Jimmy Carter.
Yeah, I know.
You know what I'm talking about. So anyway, at the time, it wasn't as busy of a road as it is now, like all of Georgia. But it was like a smaller road back then, and it had like this little bridge dip thing that went over a creek in one part. And the sister was like, "Do you know how to get to Green's Corner?" I was like, "Yeah, you go." She goes, "Can you drive?" I was like, "Yeah, I can drive." She goes, "Well, here, why don't you just drive? You just drive us, and I'll drop y'all off." Uh-oh. She's getting undressed. We're missing out. God damn it.
You missed it.
But so anyway, she goes, "Well, why don't you just drive?" I said, "All right." She goes, I go, "What am I driving?" She goes, "I have a vet." I was like, "Oh shit." Like I was all excited and everything. I walked out there, there's a fucking Chevette. It's like this 86 Chevette. And so I was so pissed that I just like drove this thing as fast as I could, and I hit that bridge, and I swear to God I wasn't on the bridge. I like cleared it like Dukes of Hazzard style and stuff. I was like, I was already planning on driving fast when I thought it was going to be a vet. Yeah.
Whole mess of trouble.
Yeah.
I just imagine you like the mechanics in Ferris Bueller.
Yeah.
Coming over the
Star Wars music's playing.
Like me with a rental car, driving up and down the sidewalks of Summer Hour Middle School.
Yeah.
And folk rental car.
Did I tell you on that thing, speaking of Ferris Bueller, did I tell you about that thing where I found out that in the John Hughes universe, that Ferris was going to school with the Breakfast Club? It's the same school. Everything was done the same. Yeah. And it was the year after. So they were saying, like, if they were seniors, Ferris was a junior or whatever. Like, it was the same. It's the same name and everything. And John Hughes was like, yeah, same high school, same time.
Yeah, you remember my buddy Frank? He actually went to a party at the.
Listen. Our buddy Frank. Okay. I've been on a movie date with Frank before. I've rode in the caddy before.
The house where where Cameron lived with the really nice house where they had the party at his house.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's been at that house. Remember, I said they where they took the car.
Right.
He's been at that house. Yeah, he was at a party at that house.
I read two cool things about that house too. Was number one, it was supposed to be, the movie was in the springtime, but they filmed it in late fall in Illinois. So they had to spray paint the trees around the house green every fucking morning.
Holy shit.
And then when they shot the car through it and everything, I don't remember what environmental thing or whatever, they said, yeah, you can bust it up. You're picking up every fucking shard of glass off the ground down there, though. And they had to go down there and fucking clean it and all that. And I was waiting for somebody to say, yeah, we used a fucking tarp. We just drag it out there. They never said anything about that. I'm like, please tell me somebody thought of let's just put a tarp down.
Really.
Drag it out. But
man,
I just pictured
talk about
I got another piece.
Talk about a fucking.
Bob, I got another piece.
Talk about a fucking scene you got to get perfect the first time.
Yeah.
I love that movie though.
Shit, guys, I didn't hit record. I'm sorry.
My bad. Let's do it again.
All right, ready?
I don't think it works like that.
I don't know if I can work up the emotion of that story again. Promise myself I wouldn't cry.
You guys see my glass?
Oh, Jesus.
That's pretty cool.
That's pretty cool. What's on the side?
It's a bullet.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, you got so close to the camera. It's hard.
Yeah, it's going through the glass.
I saw some that I almost ordered on Amazon. They were whiskey glasses, but they had like a thing on the side you can set your cigar.
That's pretty cool.
While you're smoking it, I was thinking about getting those.
Do you smoke cigars?
Yeah, I bought a little humidor box and stuff.
Oh, okay, cool. I was gonna say I've never really seen you smoke a cigar. That seems like maybe a wasted gift, but
I like to do it every night. I can't tell with that. I see a glowing phone. What do we?
Hey, good job there, Segway guy.
I had
you can't see the phone. I just said, go ahead, let's wrap this one up.
Do the rap sign then. Jesus Christ. We have signals for this shit.
Wait, hold on.
Weren't you at practice?
No, I was out of state.
Oh, shit. Now, there's one thing that has been missing from that entire story. The whole trip. I have not heard one edible. I haven't heard one mushroom, LSD. I have not heard the involvement of any of that shit, and I cannot believe that none of it took place.
Well, of course it did.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean
all right.
Do you really want to hear about how stoned I was in the hotel watching TV at night or something? I mean,
no, I kind of thought you would like. I was talking about when you were under the stars. I was thinking like that. That's the Rob Zombie scene of Beavis and Butthead.
I mean, I wasn't. I mean, I had to drive back, so I wasn't tripping or anything. I didn't bring anything.
Read between the lines, man.
Yeah, I was just stoned. I mean, it was funny because we were.
Man, I know your dad's.
We were in states. We were in states where it was legal, and it was like we were going from state to state. We're like, all right, entering into Utah, put them out. All right, back in Arizona, we're good.
Smoke them if you got them.
I was wondering if they had you're now leaving Colorado. You might want to ditch
you might want to put them out.
Yeah, might want to start packing. There's some state that recently legalized it, and they like the marijuana stuff. They've recently legalized it, and you can have whatever out in public. But they're the first state that says you can like have up to 2 pounds of marijuana at your house and
Holy
stuff.
shit.
It seems, yeah.
What state is that?
Yeah, that might have been one of the states because I did look it up on each state we were in, but one of them that I looked up was did say something about that, but it was they said that you couldn't. I think it was New Mexico. It was legal, but you could not do it in public. So like you could do it at your house or whatever, but you couldn't drive while you're doing it. It's that's considered under the influence.
Right.
Well, I think was it Oregon that legalized like mushrooms? Like they legalized everything pretty much.
Maybe it was Oregon that had the 2 pound.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, that like they legalized psychedelics and
I think
couple
they felt
like
bad.
Hard narcotics and shit.
I think they were like felt weird because they were like the last one on the West Coast to actually legalize any of it, so they like overcompensated. Like, look, y'all
Oregon's a beautiful state, but that place can fucking break off into the ocean when California goes. Those people are fucking nuts up there. You can have that fucking state.
I told you it sucks too because I told you it's like same thing. When I went to California, when I went to New York, like I went there and I was like, oh, this place rules. It's just you people that suck.
Yeah.
Man.
I didn't
you guys are ruining it.
I like the coolest thing about Oregon though was going to see the part of the coastline where they filmed the Goonies, where you see like the ocean with those rocks coming up.
It's like California. It's beautiful. California is absolutely beautiful. But
I've never been.
The people that live, especially on the coasts, people that live in the bigger cities, they're fucking nut jobs.
Yeah.
And but
the
state
cost of living is fucking insane.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. I mean, I told you before when we were in the last trip we went, where gas was like $2 and something a gallon at the gas station in Nevada, and we were getting ready to go cross the border into California. My dad's like, "Hey, we need to go ahead and fill up because we're about to head into California." It was like $2.99, and then we crossed like a mile down the road, first gas station. It was like $5.65 a gallon.
Oh my God.
I'm like, how is this gas station even in business? Who would not just drive across the state border and drive 2 miles down the road to get gas?
Well, because they're probably used to it, because all the gas stations in California are like that.
They're just going to tax themselves out of existence.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Idiots out
well,
there.
it's like they celebrated here in Pennsylvania. They recent like this past week, they were all celebrating the fact that somebody finally got it passed to where by January 2025 minimum wage will be $15 an hour. And they're all like, all right, yay, finally we got it. And I'm like,
get ready to lose some hours.
Oh, boy, we are not going to be able to afford anything.
Yeah.
They don't see the correlation between one and the other.
Yeah.
Well, I told you, Jacob worked at Amazon, and I think they went to like 15 an hour when they were doing, Amazon did that big thing about like our minimum wage is going to be 15 an hour. And then like they all lost a bunch of hours or some shit like that. Like right after it was like, yeah, I make 15 an hour, but they cut my fucking hours.
I'm about 3.5 hours now.
It's not like businesses are going to go, you know what? We're just gonna spend more money. No, it's like they've got a certain amount they can spend. So whatever that is, now we're just going to divide it up. Instead of over 100 people, we're just going to divide it up over 80 people. And now you've got to compensate and do the other 20 people's jobs, and those people are out on the street. But you're making more, but you're going to make less hours too, by the way.
I love it when people think...
and the cost of everything is fixed to go through the roof.
I love it when people think that they can beat any sort of corporate loophole by having the government intervene.
Yeah, really.
It doesn't work.
It always works out.
Businesses are not in the business of losing money, so one of two things happens: they either increase costs or they cut people. They increase prices or decrease costs
or both.
Right. They're not going to. They're not just going to be like, oh, okay, I guess we're just.
I guess we're going to go out of business.
We're just.
I remember it's like a good example of that was when Obama got elected to his second term. And you remember Obamacare was the big hot, topic of discussion with that. And now that he's being reelected, that was going to be instituted and stuff. And this guy who's running this business, he was going to have to pay for these insurance things. He had over 50 employees. And he's like, well, tell you what, I can't afford to keep everybody. So I'm going out to the parking lot. And the ones that have the Obama stickers are probably the ones getting cut first. And that's what he did, and he made the news. There's a reason why I know about it now. Is he made these stories where he made the rounds enough to where everybody knew it. That's what he did. He went out to the parking lot, wrote down the cars that had Obama stickers or whatever, came in and it's like, sorry, but due to that re-election, the guy you supported, I gotta let you go. I can't afford to keep you. I gotta get this down under 50.
Yep.
So I'm sure
businesses aren't.
What an asshole!
They're not just going to go, well, I guess we're just not going to make money anymore. No, they're going to raise prices, and then, okay, you make $15 an hour. Great. Now, what does $15 an hour buy you now with inflation?
Right.
Well, especially considering that like Taco Bell started putting in like kiosks and stuff. So like now you go in.
That's next. Yeah, that's next. So
Taco Bell is already implementing it a lot. So like when you go in, there's kiosks there, and you just type in your fucking order yourself.
The lobby is not open in most of the fast food places you go to.
That's true also.
Right.
But the ones that are, a lot of them have you go in, you make your own order. They don't even have a cashier right there. They got they got like a card reader, and then there's a kitchen staff that makes it.
Yeah. I went into a Five Below not too long ago, and there's no cashiers that work there.
Where? Really?
At a
Five Below?
Yeah. It's all just kiosks. self checkout. I love the comedian stuff. It's not even the Bill Burr one where he talks about. He's like, "Is I the self checkouts at the grocery store?" And he's like,
"Right,
God damn, was I working today? I forgot to check the schedule.
Yeah,
I don't even have my goddamn apron or whatever."
Wait, hold on. This seems to be like an old guy thing. Well, I don't know. Old enough, you guys qualify. How do you guys feel about the self checkout thing? Do you do self checkout or do you have like a weird prejudice against it?
I'll be honest with you, it just depends. Like what
it
to me, it's whatever's faster.
Yeah, depends on how much I have. Like if I'm grocery shopping, I won't go to the self checkout unless I'm just getting like 15 things or so.
Yeah.
But if it's like I've got, I'm buying a month's worth of groceries and I'm about to fork over a mortgage payment for my groceries.
Yeah.
I'll go to where somebody's going to bag it.
Yeah, and I would like to say, fuck you to these assholes that are at the self checkout with a fucking month's worth of groceries in their cart and just bloop, put it in a bag or whatever. Like that, it is not the self checkout at like a Walmart or whatever. It is not there for you to check out 80, 90 fucking.
I'll tell you this much though. I'll tell you this much.
It is.
Well,
I hate those.
Kind of is, but hold on.
Wait a minute. They don't have any option because at Walmart there are no checkouts anymore.
No.
There's limited,
like 2 or 3
very,
lines.
very
They
limited.
don't want to wait in that line. Like at ours, they have
The
3 or
last
4
few
guys.
times I've been to Walmart, there's not one single person working a register.
Really?
Not one.
Normally they got them, but it's literally, it's like Ryan said, it's literally like 1 or 2, and then everything else is. They got 2 different self checkouts.
Yeah, I went to Kroger the other day. Same thing. It was Sunday. That's prime grocery shopping day. There was one guy one guy, and the rest was all self checkout.
Well, I don't know. I'll tell you this: if you're a grocery store at this point that doesn't have a self checkout, like Publix, go fuck yourself. Offer something where I have the option.
Right. I like
if you don't have that. Go fuck yourself.
I'm all right with it being an option. Like people are like,
no, they don't.
Over here.
No,
they do.
They fucking do not at most of them.
I've used it.
At most of them, though, at most of them,
yeah,
they
that
don't.
one. Yeah, I've used that one down there. That's how I'd go grab a sub and self check out at that one.
See, that's the thing.
Right there in that corner.
The one near my job. If I run to Publix for lunch because I don't want fast food, I got to stand in a fucking line to get my lunch. That's stupid.
By the way,
do a self checkout so I can fucking leave.
While we're talking about that, like we have this fall trip plan where you guys are coming up the 1st of November. If one of you can bring a fucking Publix sub with you on the plane, that would be amazing.
If I do that, I will probably eat it.
I need my.
I'm pretty sure you can't bring a Publix sub on the plane.
You might be able to.
Hey, what if you put it in your luggage? Like
put it in the carry-on.
What if you check it? No, check it.
Yeah, you can probably check
eat
it
if it's your fucking carry-on.
Yeah, that's true. If we check it,
I want that son of a bitch underneath the
hold
plane.
on. Wait. Thinking here. If you pay the cost to check a bag, we could load up a bag with Publix subs.
Never mind.
We could have upwards of 40 Publix subs.
That's like one of the food items I miss the most.
Well, you can freeze them.
There not being a Waffle House. But there's a Waffle House within 2 hours, so it's not.
What the fuck?
It's not impossible.
2 hours for a
we hit the Waffle House in Texas on the way back, and when I made my order, I made sure it's like, hey, I got the bacon, egg, and cheese on Texas toast. I'm like, hey,
I love that one.
No pickles, okay? The guy was like, what do you mean we wouldn't put pickles on it? I'm like, yeah, like you put pickles on the plate. He's like, no, we don't put pickles on there unless you ask for them.
What?
I'm like, wow, because in Georgia, you order a Diet Coke, it's got a fucking pickle on it.
Yeah, they fucking slap you in the face with a pickle.
Yeah, I'll have the chocolate pie. Here's your pickles on the side. Juice running. They always put the pickles on the lip of the plate, too, so that juice will run.
I hate it. It runs right into your food.
I have a question about Waffle House pickles. How the fuck you got seedless pickles, too? It's just green in the middle. There's no seeds.
I wouldn't know. I wouldn't know. I don't eat the fucking things. And even still, I gotta go out of my way to make a special point to order it without it because I feel like every time they still try to force my mouth open and jam it in there. Fucking insane.
First time your mouth's been jammed open and forced in.
You almost had it. You stumbled through it.
Whatever. It's been a long episode.
Yeah, I know. I tried to wrap it up like an hour ago.
speaking of long episodes, I think it's about time to wrap this one up. What do you think?
I don't know.
Split this into two and make 2 episodes out of it.
I don't know. Did anyone show their phone?
Yeah. I like it when he holds the microphone that way and it looks like he just has the mustache, like just the porn stash. That's not the fucking signal. This is the signal.
Well, last time when I did this,
in our industry.
Last time when I did this, you were like, "What is that? What are you doing? Why are you just waving over there?"
Right.
We're doing it right.
Just flailing around over there. What's happening?
Gotta do the Southside Steve. Good. Have you listened to him on that new station, by the way?
I haven't listened to anybody on any station. I haven't.
Oh, wait, hold on. Let me say this.
Yeah.
It's actually,
especially since my drive to work is walking from.
I thought we were going to be on the Yeah Come On show.
No, I'm still gonna go on that. I'm holding. It's a stage dive thing, so I'm holding it to go on closer to launch
before he gets canceled again.
He'll just be on a little further down the dial.
Yeah.
It's not going
this
anywhere.
Is Southside Steve coming from Album 88.
Back up the dial again from 88 on up again. We'll be back on 96 Rock before it's over.
Yeah, exactly. No, wait, hold on. This is hold on. Old guy thing.
Shut up. The producer wants to talk.
This is an old guy thing, I think, anyway. When we were having that whole conversation about grocery stores,
yeah,
I only go if I'm going self-checkout because I never go if I'm going grocery shopping. I get everything Instacarted to me.
All right.
Well, my problem with that is
we sort of do the...
They're not able to...
Yes, they are.
He likes to pick his food out.
They can do the coupons.
I like.
Can you imagine? Hold on. Can you imagine the chaos in your house?
Thank you. Those fucking avocados.
Look,
weren't touched.
I told you guys the Misfits Market thing. You guys should do that. It's awesome.
They have to start off as hard as a fucking rock, but you can tell the next day they will be soft. It was explained to me before I went to Kroger one time how to pick out these avocados. I was like, I can run down that for you. She's like, Diane, come here. Yes.
This is the way I like them.
Let me tell you how to pick up the avocados. There's a way. She goes, oh yeah. And she goes, and don't bring that fucking bag in my house that has the 5 in it already. You pick out the fucking avocados.
She does not fuck with a multiple pack of avocados. No. Look, I told you guys, do the Misfits Market thing. It's great. It ships right to your house. They're, fucking misshapen or whatever, but they're good.
I was like, do they love avocados down to Mexico? I'm not Mexico.
All right, wrap it up.
All right, well, on that racist note, we will wrap this episode up. I think, did we start with racism and end with it? That's a good bookend, bro.
That's just good old-fashioned family.
Yeah, look at that. It came full circle. That's nice.
Yeah, came full circle. We rarely do that. Usually, I mean, all the time it's full circle. Usually it starts as a clusterfuck and ends as a clusterfuck. So
we even talked about Hitler, and it wasn't even about racism at that point. That's pretty
we have some exciting topic. Are you going to air these on like normal order this time? Can I
so far,
the next episode without?
I mean, okay. I'm not really going to know until we get on the next episode, I guess. But yeah, so far.
All right.
Is this 2 episodes or 1?
2. No, this is 1.
Yeah. Well, next episode, we got a couple of things we want to talk about. We're going to explain to our producer here the term classy with a K. We're going to talk about how I broke my finger. By the way, it was not dog related, so fuck off, Nick. Not Nick.
Was it ass related? Because that's the other half of that story.
I'm saying we're going to leave that for the audience to determine if that's enough to entice them to listen to the next episode. Or previous episode, however you fucking put these in here, you goddamn
you're the only one confused by this.
You're like it's like watching a Tarantino film.
I was gonna say, what
should I listen to this episode?
So I can see him watching Pulp Fiction now. I don't understand. I thought he was already dead.
Yeah.
I know that was it's like the time jump here.
In fact, I think that was in the I think that was when we were talking about doing this originally. I was like, we're doing a Tarantino thing. He's like, I don't get that either.
I can only watch Memento on VHS because you can fast forward to the end and then rewind it and see the scenes backwards. Then it makes sense. So anyway, on that episode, So you can now watch us on YouTube, correct? Have we been kicked
Correct.
off of YouTube yet?
No,
we
but
violated anything?
Well, we need to talk on the in between show thing.
Well, we mentioned Hitler, so we're not making money off that.
Yeah, but it was a guy forgetting Hitler. That's a good sign for society.
Can't even say Hitler.
Oh, okay.
The algorithm does not like it.
Well, we got some loopholes to talk about in between the episodes here.
All right.
We are up on
We're gonna
YouTube.
take a piss break in between too.
This seems like after show talk.
Yeah, it does.
Wrap it up.
All right. Well, I'm asking you, are we still on YouTube?
Yes, we are. Yeah.
Currently, right now. Okay, so
yes.
make sure you subscribe.
The Guys Like Us show on
if
YouTube.
If you do like Hitler, make comments in the bottom.
Yeah, find us
down below.
Find us at the Guys Like Us show on YouTube. Find us at Guys Like Us _pod on Instagram. We do have a Facebook page, so go there at the Guys Like Us show, I believe, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And
I should probably.
Are we still gonna put clips on there?
Yes.
Okay.
Again, after show talk. And then once again, we will be up on Stage Dive when it's coming out. We're getting very, very close to the official launch of Stage Dive, which is awesome. If you are a band or a podcaster, jump on Stage Dive, reach out to us, talk to either me or John. We'll get you on there, or just go to the website stagedive.com .signup or stagedive.signup.com. Sorry. It's fucking awesome. So we'll talk more about that later because we got some cool stuff coming with Stage Dive.
Then he's kind of seemed like a whore when he covets other podcasters while he's on our podcast.
I'm trying to look. The more listeners we get, the more money we get. All right. The more listeners on Stage Dive, the more opportunity we have.
I keep sliding down this big giant fucking pile you've provided in the 3 years since we started this one.
Well, you guys aren't exactly providing a whole lot of listeners.
I'm doing my part. You see him on the phone down there? We're known as the talent. We do our part.
I'm trying to actually like the show that we're a part of. I'm trying to find it on YouTube.
Yeah, I noticed I'm the only one following us on YouTube. For a long time, it was just one. I was like, I'm only 1/3 of everything. There should be.
We should have at least 3 likes.
This should be triple what it is. Just based on people that are on the show.
I can't even find it. Send me a link. Just email in and we'll send you the link.
Oh, actually, hold on. If anyone does want to email in with questions or comments, or if you want to have anything aired out on the show, you can email us at weareguyslikeus@gmail.com.
I think this has been a very insightful episode as I'm wrapping.
I have to find the password.
I think it was really.
I got it. I got it. I'm not gonna say it. I almost said it. I'm not gonna say it.
Weird.
We learned that Nick and I aren't as close as I thought we were. Apparently, I'm not, in the loop on big fucking trips or anything like that.
I blame our producer.
You do. Hey, you do know we have a trip coming up in November, right?
Everybody.
Yeah.
Oh,
now. Now I know.
Now I know.
All right, wrap it up.
I'm supposed to prepare. All right, so we learned that I'm on the road. I can be an asshole if there's about to be an accident. I'm gonna fucking step to the side and let you take the fucking brunt of it. So sorry about that.
Well, you give out free ice cream and make up for it.
Yeah, and again, our producer there is still as deep as a fucking shallow puddle. We have learned nothing about him that we didn't already know. So we're gonna wrap it up on that. Again, like, share, follow, all that good stuff.
Comment.
And also, do what?
Comment and leave a
I almost
review.
had it wrapped up, and he keeps cutting me off.
Comment, leave a review. That helps.
Be kind and rewind.
Yeah, be kind, rewind. What should they not do?
What?
Jesus Christ! What's your line?
That's your cue.
What should they not do?
Oh, not step on down power line.
Thank you. Thank you. We got to have a little bit of a tribute in here. What are you watching? You're so damn distracted.
I'm listening to you guys. I'm waiting.
I'm listening to you guys. God, I can't fucking believe he swung at that.
Acuna just hit a 3-run.
I knew it.
fucking Braves are on fire. Come back to town, Cincinnati, with your fucking 10-game winning streak, 11 after the first game. But
those guys were hard to beat.
Hey, look, took them 2 out of 3. So, all right. Anyway, that's it for the episode. If you love the Braves, then give me a hell yeah. But anyway, we'll talk to you next time. Fucking manly, hell yeah. Later.
This has been a Sayge Media production.
You're still here? It's over. Go home.